this video, I'm going to be showing you how to identify chiral centers in organic chemistry. So we were asked to identify the chiral centers in this compound. Okay. Now, the first thing is, let's identify all the carbons. This is a carbon. This is a carbon. This is a carbon. That's a carbon. That's a carbon. And that is carbon. This carbon here would have 3 hydrogens attached to it, okay, because carbon must have 4 different things surrounding it. So using the hydrogens, we can complete the 4 bonds on that carbon. This carbon will have 1 more hydrogen in order to make up 4 bonds around that carbon. This will have 3 hydrogens to make up the bonds around the carbon, while this one has just 1 hydrogen. This will also have just 1 hydrogen, while this has 3. Okay, so it is important you fill this all up to make it easier for you. Now that we filled up all the atoms surrounding each of those carbon, we can easily now identify the chiral center. Now, a chiral center must have 4 different groups surrounding it. So now is to figure out if any of those centers have 4 different things surrounding them. Looking at this first one below here, the fact that this has 3 hydrogen already disqualifies that from being a chiral center. We move on to this one. That also is disqualified. Move on to this one. That also is disqualified. Okay? So now that we've removed all the ones that cannot be a chiral center, let's look at the ones that we suspect that could be a chiral center. So this carbon, all right, this carbon here has 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, do you notice that number 2 and 3 are the same thing? So which means that this carbon is not chiral. Okay? So that carbon is not a chiral center as well, because it has 2 CH3 group attached to it. So that disqualifies it from being a chiral center. We move on to this carbon. We're going to count. So this one here, you have 1, 2. This group is totally different. So that's 3. This other group on this side is totally different. That's 4. Now, I want to mention something quickly. If you are just looking at the direct connections to this carbon, you have this carbon and this carbon, right? At that point, they seem to be the same. But then you're going to look at what are the things attached to that carbon. This one has fluorine, why this doesn't. So that's their point of difference. And that is why it's different from the left-hand side. So that makes it 4 different groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is chiral. Okay. Now move on. The last one will be this one. This has 1 hydrogen. It has 1 fluorine. That's 2. And then on this side, the whole of this can be treated as a group now. That is 3. And then the whole of this can be treated as a group. That is 4. And that totally makes this a chiral center. So this is it. So that means that we have 2 chiral centers in this compound. So this is how you can figure out chirality in organic chemistry. I hope this has helped you. Thank you for watching and do have a wonderful day.